welcome to Asians with Mics, featuring Arvi Rivera and
Ian.
just Ian. Okay. So, now, last off, when we first did the podcast, we didn't exactly have any structure nor any idea of what we're doing.
No, we didn't.
So now we're debuting with a new format. Okay. So first, we're gonna have some interesting philosophical discussions with some questions we wrote down. So, do you want to read it, or should I read the first one?
I can. You read the first one.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I was the one who came up. Well, I didn't come up with it, but I was the first one to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this question really interesting. Right? I just randomly found it underneath it. Can love ever be a bad thing?
Okay.
And I think that's an interesting question.
Can love ever be a bad thing?
Yeah.
Well, there are many parts. There are many parts of love and things. many parts that Okay, you cut that out. Okay, you can cut that out. There are many. Okay, can love be a bad thing? Well, you kind of have to define love, right? Like, what is love?
Yeah. You definitely do have to define love. I mean, I don't know, because I feel like, do you have to define love to answer this question?
Do you have
I
to?
mean, do people have an innate understanding of love?
No.
Like, do people know what it is? Like, is it something that people know but cannot explain?
I feel like definitely, if you ask someone what love is, they just kind of explain like how it makes them feel. Maybe. I feel like a lot of people would explain that.
Is love not a feeling?
I mean, no,
is love a feeling, or is it so much more than that? That's
because love can be described as like a noun. I don't know where I was going with that, but like you could also like love someone.
Wait, love is a noun?
Yeah.
I thought love would be a verb.
No, because love, like, what is love? Love is a thing, right? Love is a thing, but you can also love someone, so it could also be a verb.
That's true. That's true. Love can definitely, yeah.
But that's also true. Yeah, because like, okay, like a feeling is like you can feel happy, right? Like happiness is a noun, but you can't have.
You can have happiness.
Yeah, you can have happiness.
You can feel happiness, and you can have happiness.
You cannot happy someone. Right? You can't happy someone.
Yeah, no, it's not a verb.
Yeah.
You can happy.
You can give happiness, like how you can give love.
But the verb is giving, not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, that's true.
So is love a feeling? Yes, it is, but it's also a thing. And things you can define. So it depends.
But is this something you can define? And is it something that people just innately understand, or are there people who needed like an explanation what it is?
I feel like a lot of people, most people, like, they don't have like a concrete. If you ask someone what love is, they don't know what to say. They're like,
I don't think anybody has a concrete explanation. I don't think you can have a concrete explanation.
No. It's very very kind of abstract sort of thing. And also, this is kind of off topic from the we are not answering the question, by the way.
I mean, I was about to circle back to it, but just say what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say something interesting, but I forgot.
So then, circling back to the question, can love ever be a bad thing? I guess we should reword it to, can love ever lead a person to be in a worse place than they are before they were in love?
Yes.
I mean, I get, but like, would you say that it was the love that like caused that, or is it like the things they do because, well, I guess
That's what
that's
it is.
technically causing it.
It's things you do because
Yeah, that's
things you
true.
do
That is true.
because of love. Because I guess if you love someone, but you also like sacrifice your own like mental health.
That is true. There is love that just, I guess, doesn't work.
Which, yeah, it can.
That sounds like an allegory of something
Yeah.
bad. I meant like things that can't be compatible. Nope, that doesn't sound. That sounds worse.
like love can go both ways. It can lead to a bad path or a good path.
That's
But
true. Well, I mean, do you have a choice though? Do you have a choice whether you lead it to the good or bad
do you have a
path?
choice?
Yeah.
Kinda. Cause I mean, love is an emotion, so it depends on how well you can.
No, I mean no. I mean, yeah, I guess it's an emotion, but you have a choice whether it would be a good or a bad
Like you have
thing.
a choice, what do you like? I mean, of course, you'd always want it to be good, right?
Well, yeah, of course you always want it to be good, but like, do you have the choice of making it good? Like, is it in your control?
I don't know. This is great. This is great content. Um, I mean, that's hard to say. Really. What do you think? Okay, what do you think? I want to hear your opinion first.
Well, I think, is it in their control? I think that it is at the very least a little bit in our control of whether it's a good or a bad thing. I mean, let's think of things that like where love can go wrong. Okay, and I think a really good one, a good example is where love can go wrong is if that love turns into an obsession. You know what I mean? That's definitely a scenario where it can go wrong. Now, whether you have control over that, I mean, obsession. I think we could define it as an emotion. How do you define
Okay.
obsession?
Obsession can be now, now for some reason I'm starting to think of it as if an obsession is kind of like an addiction, right? Where
That's true. Obsession is, I guess, is technically an
yeah,
addiction.
like you can control like whether or not you'd want to be involved in it, but once it gets past a certain threshold, then it's hard to get out. And I think I
That is
think you can kind of
true.
define love in that way, right? You can choose at the start, like
Yeah. Well, that you know what? We're gonna leave that question for a little bit because what we're talking about kind of leads into the second question: is love natural or a choice to be made?
okay, that's a good one.
And these two kind of intertwine, so we can go back and
Yeah.
forth for it.
Is love natural or a choice to be made? Okay.
I guess we'd have to define what natural is because
Natural is like
just because it's not because wait, just because it's natural doesn't mean like does it have to be not a choice if it's natural? Like can't you make a choice that's natural?
you can, but I think the question is more like, does it just come to you, or do you actively have to go out and seek it?
That's true. That's true.
So, is love natural? Um, I guess the best way to like to to uh to conceptualize is that like just imagine you're just out one day you're just out one day and you're like I have feelings for this person, but you don't know why, but you just do. Like it's not love, but you just you just kind of like them. You don't really choose to, because you're not actively trying to but you just do. I guess that's kind of natural, because you're not really trying to have feelings for someone. So in that way, it's
I mean,
natural, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I guess, but like, I feel like that can go with any other emotion. Like you just said, one day I have feelings towards this certain person. Whether that feelings just like hate,
Well,
right?
that could be natural.
You can kind of, I guess is hate natural?
Is hate natural? That's
Is it
another
emotions
question.
itself? I mean, I guess emotions is natural, and I do say you do choose to hate someone.
Yeah.
I feel like, right?
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Well, hate's a bit different because you don't just walk. You don't just like. Okay, maybe that was. Maybe this would be worded poorly. Like you don't just like hate someone for no reason,
You just walk up to someone, and
right?
just like, I hate you.
Yeah. Like
Just
like
walk away.
you need to know something about them or something or some viewpoint or some action they did that makes you dislike them. But
I mean, if that's not the case with love, if you don't need to
but
know them, then I mean, how's that love? Is it
you
love or is it
can't love
lust? Let's be honest
yeah,
here.
you can't love someone also just by walking down the street too.
So I guess we don't believe
I
in
guess
love at
there's
first
no
sight,
okay.
or
Well, that's a whole different thing. Is love at first sight a thing? In
I
my
mean, how's that
opinion,
whole different thing? Isn't that basically the exact same thing? You just see them and then you're in love. Like
okay,
you just basically walk down the street and you see them.
yeah, okay, okay. I don't believe in love at first sight because you know nothing
I
about
mean,
them.
and neither do I.
Yeah, because you don't know jack about that person. They could
Yeah,
be
definitely. I
a
mean, like
murderer.
you could be a murderer.
Um, but yeah, I don't believe in that.
Okay, so yeah, no, okay, so we're past that. So yeah, no, so yeah, so back to the hate and the love argument. Yeah, you also kind of need to know the person to love them as much as you need to know the person to
Like
hate
to
them.
love. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, okay. Love is different than like liking someone, I guess. But okay, well the question is of love, right? Is love natural? Can you love someone naturally without making the choice? Yes, yes you can. If you I guess spend time with that person.
I mean, but spending time with
And
that person is a choice.
yeah, but that's I can have the choice to spend time with my family members but not love them. Wait, no. Wait,
I
not in
mean,
that way, just not in that way.
I mean, you're not
It's like
wrong.
you can hang out with your friends as a choice, but you don't have to love them. It's still your choice to hang out
You
with
know
them.
what? That's a good. That is true. You don't exactly control it.
Yeah, you don't.
So if you don't control it, I wouldn't call it a choice. You're completely right about that. But also, can we go back to that family thing you just said?
Okay. I was like,
Like, where did that
no.
where did that come
Okay, I was
from?
just trying to find a group of people. Okay, just using as an example. And family's the first thing that came up
So you thought of family, and I don't love them.
in that context.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's my answer.
So hold on. So here's what we got here. Love can in fact be a bad thing, and
Yes.
that it is a choice to be. Wait,
No.
no, it's a natural.
It's not.
Actually, no. Yeah, I say it's natural.
Yeah.
You convinced me
I
that it's
vote that
natural.
it's natural and that it can be bad. Anything can be bad.
Yeah.
Like anything.
So how
Yeah,
much?
sorry. Or should I
Doesn't
ask
you
a
go on.
question? The next question.
I think that this was your
That
question.
was
I don't
that
think
was
this was
the
mine.
next two questions were my questions.
Yeah, so I'd say you
Okay.
read it.
How much control does a person have over their life?
That's an interesting one. I think I don't think that much, to be honest. I feel like you have more control over others people's lives than you do over your own life. Cuz like think about like your day-to-day thing most of the time, you're technically just responding to the actions of other people or other events
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it.
Okay, I see.
And those reactions that you have, other people have to react to. So it kind of seems like you're controlling more of other people than you are controlling yourself. Like kind of like a big chain, if you think about it.
Or maybe you control other people, and then the way that you control them determines how they control you. I mean, I
That is
guess that's
true.
like one way of what control is, right? Okay, yeah, because what you said I think is true because humans are made to react and I guess adapt to their surroundings and make choices.
Yeah, it's not just
It's
humans.
it's
I
all
think it's
it's
all
all living
life.
things, right? We're
Yeah,
all made to react to our
yeah.
surroundings. You can't control like in the grand scheme of things. You can't control jack shit. All you can do is control what. Okay, I
Although I guess you did make a point where you did say you control how other people control you. Like I guess you have indirect control of what happens around you, which will affect you.
yeah, like
That's definitely something.
you can control whether or not you choose to be like nice to someone or like a, like a bitch to someone, and if they don't like you, then they're not gonna do very favorable things to you or for you because of that and because of what you did.
Yeah, like you can't control their reaction towards you. You can
Exactly.
only control how you know what they react to.
But in a different sense to this question of how much control does a person have over their life, I guess you could also interpret this on like how much control do you actually have in like society in the sense that we're all just like ants in on a huge ass like planet of social constructs and like government and rules we have to follow and limits we have. Um, so it's kind of like how much control do you have over, I guess, like your future or like your situation, just in general.
How much control? Here's my question, because it's a little off branch of your question. Does each individual have the same amount of control over society as each other, or is it different amongst each individual?
It's different, and I think tying back to before, actually, another thought, it's the amount of control of how like we talked about how our relations with other people can control how they treat us, which controls which can control our life. There's a lot of controlling. I feel like
There was a lot of
yeah,
controlling.
the Earth. Okay, the world's just a bunch of controlling. We're all controlling each other. That's a good that's a good philosophy point. But anyways, in your question of do some have more ability to control than others? I think relate to what we said. I think it's definitely the amount of outreach you have and like people you know helps you
It's
in that.
I feel like it's a charisma thing.
I guess that's like your influence, however you may define that.
I mean, would the ability to control is it a skill?
Your ability to control. I mean, is it a skill?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too. I think the ability to control, like, to have influence over society and to also control your own life in like a grander sense of like even beyond society. I feel like both of those is a skill, especially management, like to manage that
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah. Like you have to manage that, and you also have to keep up keep a name for yourself, right? Because if not, then who's gonna listen to you?
That's true.
So so yeah.
Well, I think that's that question answered. So actually, we didn't even
We didn't
really
really
answer
answer
it.
it.
Kind of more monologue
How
and
much
tangent.
control does
I
a person
mean,
have over their life?
how much control? Well, I guess in like a
Depends.
grander scheme of sense of things, not much. Well, at least not directly. Not much and not
Not
directly.
much unless you have connections or money there.
I guess.
But I think the most important thing with control is the connections more than the money, because you can use your money to make connections, right? It's like a business. Is life business then? Because
I feel like that's a total. I feel like that's a totally different question.
is
Of
life
like
just business?
a whole other tangent of just like what the meaning of life is, and let's not go down
Yeah.
that road this
Yeah,
episode.
not this time.
That's a too big of a question for now.
Yeah, let's ask the next.
Well, actually, I love how I said that's too important. Like that's too big of a question, but I feel like that's the next question.
Is the most important purpose in life happiness? If not, what is?
I mean, do we need to have a purpose? Does there have to be a purpose?
And that's also true. Like, does there need to be purpose to life? That kind of sounds sad, but that's true. It's like animals. What is their purpose is to die and become nutrients
I mean, if you
for
want to be
other
very
animals.
If you want to be very technical, the purpose of animals is to fuck, so that they can
It's to
spread their
procreate.
genes.
Yeah, they're just trying to
Yeah,
procreate,
procreate. To be
and
honest, yeah.
then they're all made.
Well, the purpose of is
Sorry, go ahead.
I wouldn't say the purpose of animals would be the purpose of life, though. I'm sure there's more to life than procreate. I mean, yeah, no, there is a lot more to life than procreation. Some people would like to disagree with me there, but in my opinion, there's more to life than procreation.
Or else we'd like to think so. I mean, like it's. I mean, like if you live your life, and you just think that the purpose of life is just to procreate, then that's kind of sad.
Yeah,
So-
no, you got a big problem there. I mean,
like-
at least in my opinion, yeah.
I mean, like on the biological level, what is the purpose of life? I guess that's the purpose of life. Like
I mean,
for
yeah,
all
I guess
meat,
it's to make
all
more.
all animals were born in a system that is called the what's it called again? The pyramid of the food pyramid and
The food
chain, the
food
food
pyramid?
chain,
The food chain?
yeah. Like all animals are on the food chain, right? So they're just their destiny's already figured out.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call the food chain the destiny itself, because like all the animals are the food chain exists so animals live, and the reason why animals live is to make more.
Okay, yeah. And then I guess
You think about it.
the purpose of life is to dominate.
yeah,
the-
actually, to be honest, you're not
And,
wrong.
yeah. The purpose of life is just the cleansing of other species.
Okay, now this sounds like a rabbit hole.
Okay. But is the most important purpose in life happiness? If not, what is? In my opinion, the purpose in life happiness. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if this sounds sad, but I feel like the most important purpose in life is to be productive.
No, I don't. I
Maybe.
don't really believe in the purpose in life, because happiness sounds too idealistic,
Like happiness,
and to be
nice.
productive just sounds like,
Oh, that's fine.
and to be productive just sounds like like what a capitalist would say.
Well, because if you're
No,
productive,
no,
go ahead.
no. It sounds like what a capitalist would say, but it also sounds like what a communist making anti-capitalist propaganda would say. So I wouldn't say productivity is the purpose of life either. Right?
Okay. Maybe it's not the purpose of life, because that does kind of sound sad.
I mean, I don't care if it sounds sad. It
But-
just sounds stupid, in my opinion.
But we're talking about happiness, right? It's the most important purpose in life, happiness.
I just don't think there is a purpose at all.
So you don't
Because that
think
just
there is
sounds like
any purpose?
it just sounds like what people want. It sounds like what people want.
Yeah,
it
like
to be, not
like
what it
happiness is what people want. It's just not what the purpose. I think achieving
look.
happiness is it's nice and all, but if you're just
Look, you can live. Yeah, you can live the most depressing life. I mean, you still lived.
you're still there.
It may not have been it may have been a really sad existence, but you still existed. So I wouldn't call it a purpose to be happy.
It's true. I guess where I was going with the productivity thing was like the economy.
The economy? No, that's okay. Wow.
The purpose is to contribute to the economy.
You fucking sound like one of those people who are just like some like natural disaster wiping off of
Exactly.
like wiping out half of humanity happens, and you're just like, oh no, this is bad for
This
the
is-
economy.
it is bad for the economy. Well, I guess the purpose of life is just to live, right?
Is it?
I don't know. Because okay, if we're talking about the animals that we talked about earlier, right? Their purpose is just to live and be and just exist.
I mean, is it though? Because like, okay, okay, let's just say that if we're talking animalistic wise, the purpose is to live. Octopuses, octopi? That's the plural
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
octopus, right?
Yeah.
Octopi. So octopi, right?
Mhm.
Their mothers, they literally starve themselves to death to protect and give birth to their children. So if the purpose is to live, well, they're clearly
Well,
bad at it.
In the grand scheme of things, they're protecting their offspring and their
But you said the purpose is to live
well as a species, as a species.
as a species. So then if it's as a species, I think we're circling back to like the purpose of life is to procreate.
Yeah, there. That's what we concluded.
Which I mean, I guess in the animalistic sense, yeah, but I feel like there's so much more.
Then what do you then what do you think?
I just feel like there isn't a purpose.
So
at
there
all,
is,
like I said.
but you said there's
'Cause
more.
Think about it like this. I guess there's so much more to enjoy. I don't know. Because I feel, okay, going back to like procreation, I guess that is technically the purpose of life. But if like, I mean, what does it mean to have a purpose? Like, what's the, this is gonna sound so convoluted. What's the purpose of having a purpose?
Because if it it's
Like,
like,
what's the
then
point
it's
of
like
having a purpose?
it's like if there's no purpose, then why are you here? Right.
If there's no
Like, why are
purpose,
you
then
here?
Why are you
Yeah.
here? I mean, do we need a reason to be here?
I don't. Maybe. Maybe. Well, that's a good question.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah. So
But
like,
it's
why are
like-
you here? It's like,
the only answer I can give is related to the animals again. Why are we here? To be on the food chain.
we're here to be on
We're
the
here to be
food
on the food chain.
I mean, we're here to be on the food chain. That's our final answer. We're just here to be on the food
we're here
chain.
to be on the food chain so the earth doesn't die.
Aren't we
It
killing the
is,
earth?
which it is.
I feel like we're doing the complete opposite. Of
Yeah,
our
because
purpose
we've
then.
outgrown the food chain because we're just OP as humans.
I feel like we're destroying the food chain.
Exactly. But like before.
Okay, so
Okay.
go on.
But no, I was saying like before, like prehistoric times, when we were like primitive and shit. When we're primitive and
So
shit.
what you're saying is we lived our purpose and we decided that the purpose sucks, so we stopped living that
so
purpose.
we outgrew that purpose. Now we're selfish pieces of shit.
If we outgrew that purpose, then what's the purpose now?
Our purpose. Well, the purpose of humankind is just to, like, I guess like all humans do is we just like try to advance ourselves, right? Like in there are noises coming from the other room. Okay, well,
There's no wait in your room.
no,
or
in my
mine?
room.
I was gonna say I don't have any noises going on.
But like, okay, I guess you can think of like what are we doing on this earth, right? We're just like what we're doing is just advancing and evolving. But it's like, why are we doing that? Like technologically, we have become more advanced than we were like 30 years ago. But like, to what goal? To what purpose?
I
Just to
mean,
it's
the purpose of
just
technological advancement, in my opinion, is different from the purpose of life because we advance technology for the sake of just being more
yeah,
comfortable.
exactly. Yeah,
But I wouldn't say that has anything to do with the purpose of life. Those two seem different from each other.
I guess so. But the purpose of life, which okay, this is gonna sound sad. Maybe it's gonna sound sad. You're just saying this is stupid again, but it's like we all have like eventually we're gonna have jobs, and that's gonna be our purpose to society,
We do
aka
have
to our
jobs.
species, and we do have jobs. Like our purpose is to serve other. our
Our
purpose
purpose is to
our
serve
purpose
other.
is basically just yeah, it's to serve others. Like you go to healthcare
It sounds like you're
or
just. It sounds like you're supporting like aristocracy or monarchy here.
but that's what it is. Like in anything that we do, in any
Per-
job that we have, it contributes to what other people are doing.
That's just okay. Okay, that's just another capitalistic view.
But okay, give me a description of a job that doesn't do that.
How about retired people?
Retired people, well, they're done. They did their job, so they're done now.
So then, what's the purpose now?
Just
What's their purpose
just
now?
to,
Because now,
well, do
now
they
it
need
just
a
now
purpose?
it just sounds okay.
Do they need a
Now,
purpose?
now it just sounds like you're describing the purpose of of living in a capitalistic society. You're not describing the purpose of life. Like those are two different
Okay,
things.
well, you said there was no purpose. I'm trying to add to that.
How are you adding that there's no purpose though?
No, not that there's
trying
no
to give
purpose.
You're
That's-
you're just describing the purposes of other things.
No, but the purpose of why are you here? We give ourselves purpose,
Why?
like through our careers.
I mean,
trying to answer the question.
Why are you here? But
Well,
the
we moved
question
on
isn't
from
why are
that.
you here. The question is the purpose of
Yeah,
life.
we moved on from that. I think humans,
We moved
maybe,
on from-
maybe, okay, maybe we've said that maybe we don't have a purpose because why do we need one? But humans, we try to make a purpose for ourselves, aka our jobs, and that job has a purpose. So maybe we don't have that purpose, but it's the job that has the purpose, right? And we attach ourselves to
So
that.
what you're saying is that there's no purpose in life but to make our own purpose.
Sure, yeah.
That does not sound very confident.
Okay, then you answered the question.
I say my answer is just that there's no purpose in life. I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to say.
Okay, you know, never mind. Just next fucking question.
Okay, next question. Is it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all? I feel like we should have someone who's recently been heartbroken to answer this question.
Okay.
But we don't have anyone like that right now, so let's
Well,
theorize.
do you want my opinion?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I've been told that it was better. So that's my
What's
answer.
better?
To have loved and lost.
To have loved and lost?
Yeah.
What does it mean to lose?
For someone, you know, what does it mean to lose? It's for you just don't
Like-
you don't love them or they don't love you. That you've lost that.
But what if... I guess that's losing. I was like also thinking of the scenario of just like you did love each other and then no more. Like it stopped. Like none of
Well,
that.
there are many like
But then we would need
it's a lot more than that.
I guess.
It's like one day.
I feel like there's a lot more ways to lose than there is to win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that
Whatever winning is.
that's life. Can never win.
That's true.
Can never fucking win. But okay, it's like would you rather? It's like
So is it better?
in one sense of this, would you rather go a full lifetime of not loving anyone, but you don't lose, right? Because you don't gain. But in your whole lifetime, you don't know what it's like to love someone or to be loved. Or would you rather experience it but lose it? what's your take on that?
This honestly sounds like a fancier wording of like of just it just I don't know. It just sounds like a fancier wording of like when you're trying to convince someone to just ask someone out because they at least gotta try it. Have no regrets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds like this question just sounds like a fancier version of that of like trying to convince them. It's like just ask them out, even if you get rejected, you won't regret it.
In that way,
Like as opposed to like not reject, but anyways, thinking of it in a different sense. Is it better to have loved? Okay, so I kind of agree with that. It's better to have loved and lost, but I'm gonna try to be the devil's advocate here, right?
mm-hmm.
And what I'm gonna come out is gonna I guess it's too analytical, but you really can't. I guess that's what this whole thing is. So what do you think? What's the safest option here if you really think about it?
Well, the safest. If you want to be safe, then what's the point? I mean, the safest
Well,
option.
I guess that'd be go. I guess that would go back to what's the point.
The purpose of life is it to be
Yeah.
safe.
Shit. No, probably not.
But like, it's like, if you're too, if you're going through with the standpoint of, oh, I just need to do this because it's safe. I guess there's a degree to it. Like if it's, this goes back to the first question is like, can it be bad? Right? It can be bad, but that goes for anything. So if you want to be safe and just never love, then you could do that. But if you'd rather take risks so that you can like achieve something, how like love can add something to your life, it can also be bad, but it can be good. You're taking a risk, right? Then I feel like then, in my opinion, that'd be better. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, actually, now that we talked about the first question, I have another question that kind of leads off of the first question of can love be a bad thing?
Mm-hmm.
Can hate be a good thing?
Can hate be good? You can.
Yeah, can hate be good?
Is
it ever good to hate someone?
The first thing that came to my head
This
was
does
like
sound
Hitler.
like it goes down a very slippery slope.
The first thing that came to head was Hitler.
Yeah, no, but the first thing that came into my head was that group too. After I said it, but I'm like, you know what? You can't say can love ever be bad if you don't ask can hate ever be good. I mean, yeah, they're not the same thing. They're not even synonymous with each other. But it's like an interesting question to ask.
It's more like what can hate lead to, and is that good or bad? That which can go both ways. Like if you hate,
I mean, is there anything where
you can hate a hateful person, right?
Okay, wait. No, let's start naming the good things of hate, okay? And I'm just like thinking of like the Soviet Union and the United States. It made really good technological progress.
Wars have, well, it's not really a war. I was thinking of World War II, but I was thinking of like the economy again.
The economy?
Anyways, keep going.
I mean, it did help the U.S.
It helped the U.S. economy. But anyways.
Okay, wait. Let's think of this in like the most sadistic way possible,
Okay.
right? Let's say, okay, hate leads to war, right?
Yes.
Let's say there's an overpopulation.
There you go. Problem.
Crisis
Problem
solved. Now, if the war wasn't in your country, then I guess that helps the economy.
Helps the economy and helps.
Actually, no, I'm trying to think of. I don't think war can ever help an economy if it's fought on your land.
No. Well, it helps your economy, but it also helps people in that country because the economy's better. So
I mean, I don't know if it helps the economy. Well, I mean, I guess if the economy is struggling, I guess it can help get more jobs. But then you're funding it to the defense industry.
well, it gives people jobs.
Manpower that could have been used elsewhere.
Gives people jobs. It gives people purpose.
I guess, but what if it's like already like a well-functioning economy with low unemployment? Now you have like people going into a into the defense sector where it could have been used elsewhere.
Well, anyways, can hate be good? then
Yeah, can hate be
can
good?
it? Well, the effects of hate, if that's infective hate, if it helps those aspects, can it be good? Maybe.
I
I
guess it
guess.
can be good if we talk about a technological
I guess so.
aspect. It definitely helped us in technology
Yeah.
wise.
I mean, I was thinking more of it of like if hating a hateful person that hates other people for no reason leads to like
Yeah, but then now you're just creating more
yeah.
hate. But what if like you show them love and they don't be
So
and they're
you
no
love
longer a hateful
so
person?
you go to imagine you go to Hitler and you're like, I love you. Like it's
Okay. Okay. Point
it's more like
proven.
you go to Hitler. You don't go to Hitler, but like you point at Hitler and like I hate this guy because of what he did, and that hate creates like more more knowledge about like anti-Semitism and stuff like that. Just using that for an example, so that like there are no other Hitlers out there, right? But that stemmed from the hate. Like hate itself is not good, but the effects of it can be good.
Yeah, no, Hitler fucking. No, honestly, if you think about it like this, then that gain is it's a negative. It's a negative. It's a net loss, because hate is what created Hitler, and I don't think hating Hitler is enough to overpower the hate that created him in the first place.
Well, no, it's more like
It's a net loss
it's
at the
more like
end of it if
more
you
like a
think about it.
preventative type thing. You can't undo that.
I guess, but it was hate that created it, so I wouldn't really say hate. Like an investment sort of thing. I guess
What question?
it doesn't really seem good,
What
really.
question? Oh, we're on the is it better to have loved and lost than to never love at all? We went to this. Oh, you know how we got here?
Yeah, we kind of went off track
Kinda.
here. Yeah, I'd say it's better to have loved than lost, and lost than to
Yeah.
never have loved at
It's
all.
more like
Because I mean, playing it safe is
it's more
boring.
like experiences because it adds value. You know, it adds value to your life, I guess.
Well, maybe that's the purpose in life, if you think
What?
about it, to have
To have
experiences.
experience, exactly. To
Because
experience
I mean, like,
it.
no matter what you do, you right? Yeah, that
And
sounds
if you have
more. That sounds better.
That's a
I
better
feel like
answer.
That's
That's
plausible.
a better answer. First of life is to experience life, aka.
Right? Like even
Well, then you can say, RV.
even if you like,
You can say the purpose of the life is to live, kinda.
yeah, actually, yeah, that is basically the
Basically,
exact
what it
same
is.
thing.
It's just live.
Well, no, is it? Because like, think, okay, you can experience life without having the purpose of living. Like, let's say you really didn't want to live. Well, you experienced it
That's true. Like you can. That's
without
true.
having the.
Like experiences, but you can also experience bad
Like-
things. But maybe those bad experiences can help.
I mean, I would still say the purpose of life, if it's to experience things, includes having bad experiences.
You can't always have because if you always have good experiences, then like it kind of becomes mundane.
Dull.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I'd say the bad experiences is definitely should be part of it. Then
Then maybe the purpose of life, or like, is to achieve the good experiences. Maybe
no, I'd roll it back and just say experiences in
Experiences.
general, because I think you should. I think you should have the
yeah,
bad
no, you should. I'm
experiences
not saying
and the good experiences.
because the more bad you have, the more the good feels good. I guess.
Is
I
it
don't
though?
know.
I mean, like,
Well, okay. If you
I
always,
don't
it's like
think
if you always
okay,
have good,
let's say
maybe not the more bad.
no, I know that.
Okay.
I know that, but like, I don't think it equals out though. Like, I do say there should be some bad so that you can feel the good gooder, but I think it like there's a point where that stops. Like,
Yeah.
your mom dying from cancer is not gonna make that bagel taste any
No.
better.
It's true.
So yeah, I think it stops to a point.
Just everything in your life goes bad, and then you're like 80, and then yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But the good, but the experiences in general, they just I guess add value. But like, what is value?
That's
But
true.
it adds value to your life.
That's true. Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna go to the last question here.
Okay.
Because we really went on a tangent with that one.
Is it ever acceptable to lie? What
Dang.
if you're lying to spare someone's feelings?
This is a very common one, though. But what do you think?
If you're lying to spare someone's feelings, then that just means you're choosing, I won't say morals, but I guess in a way you're choosing morals over truth, which
I mean, is truth not is telling the truth part of being moral?
yeah. But maybe
So how
maybe
are you
maybe
choosing moral?
maybe it's like it could be if what you're saying, like I'm trying to explain. Okay, like if you if a friend is like tries on an outfit and they're like, "Do I look ugly?" and you don't think and you think they do look ugly, then would you rather say, "No, you look great," or "Yeah, you're ugly"? It's more like that's subjective, right? Kind of
I mean,
subjective, but it could be
I
objective.
wouldn't say it like that. I'd probably say I think there are better options for you.
Yeah, there's also that. But like in this instance, well then well then that's the truth then.
Yeah.
So
I feel like a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people tell other people that they dress like shit. To be honest, so
did they just what?
that they dress like
Oh
shit.
yeah. But going back to the third question, that I don't know if this actually uh adds anything. But if you say you lie to someone to spare their feelings, if you spare their feelings, then that controls how they feel, which controls how they feel about you. So what if we're just lying to spare someone's feelings to control our lives?
This is that's this is too layered for me to think right now.
Which technically, the reason why you want to spare someone's feelings is to make them not feel bad, but it also like avoids, because the reason you'd spare someone's feelings is so it doesn't go bad on you, I guess. But it could also be in other contexts where it doesn't really affect you. But
See, I'm really conflicted with this question because again, it's like a common one asked a lot. I think I read something about a scenario online where it's just like, let's say there's this lady, we're gonna name her Jane, and her husband Jack, very generic names I know. They were, obviously married, and for Jane, Jack is her world, everything like that. But you've discovered that like Jack cheated on Jane like I don't know 15 years ago, and if she ever knew about the fact, it would like destroy her for her rest of her life. Like she will never. It's known she will never recover from
mm.
this. Right? Like she'll be sad for the rest of her life. Do you tell her, or do you let her live on without knowing the fact that Jack cheated 15 years ago?
So if she knew, then she'd just be like done.
Yeah, yeah, no. Like when she knew, she'd be like so mentally devastated.
Yeah. Um. What if you tell her when she's on her deathbed? Because that would like because because the length of doneness is reduced, but you also told the truth. Technically, you still tell the truth. She still probably would feel like shit, but she's on her way out.
I mean, yeah, but I guess the rest of her life isn't that
Yeah,
long.
exactly. The rest of her life isn't that long, so you're
um,
keeping the
I don't know how comfortable I'm like I'd be like telling.
on the like.
So much.
By the way, I cheated on you. Bye.
Yeah.
Imagine that's your last memory.
On their deathbed though. Dang.
Or how about the obituary? That'd be so awkward at the funeral.
I mean, the obituary doesn't count because she never found out about it.
It's fair. Well, then I guess deathbed it is.
Okay, so you're saying that it is better. So it's not acceptable to lie. You have to tell them the truth eventually. Or at the very least, like it's acceptable to lie in the moment, but if you minimize the
Well-
costs,
It's not
you
necessarily.
have to tell them the truth eventually.
Not
It's
necessarily.
it's
but
so what you're saying is
saying.
it's acceptable to lie in the moment to minimize the cost of telling the truth, but you have to tell
It's
them
all-
the truth
No,
eventually.
it's all about the damage control.
So it's acceptable to lie to control the damage, but you have to tell them the truth eventually.
Well, in that scenario, I'm saying it's better for you. Better. Is it morally right? uh, maybe because she still lives her life, not like depressed. So you're still like minimizing the damage. Well, at least the time. And time is valuable, but you're still doing the same amount of damage. But she's still gonna die after that, so she doesn't have much time, and the suffering is less. I guess the moral of the story is
guess.
just don't do bad thing.
Yeah, don't cheat.
Don't do
please.
bad thing.
Just don't. Um.
So
God,
is it
that's-
ever?
See, I also have no idea. I don't really have an answer to this because like, I feel bad not lying to them, but I feel bad lying to them. Either way, it's just a pretty bad situation if you think about it. No matter what, it's just like either she's living a happy lie or living a very painful truth. And I guess the value of this would be: is there value in the truth? Is there value in the truth? Yeah. Is there any value in knowing the truth?
Yeah, that's because if she knew the truth, then like all the value of her life would be down the drain because she's depressed. And what's she gonna do? She's not gonna like do many happy things, I assume. Which
I
means
guess.
there's no value
like
in her life.
if the answer if there's but if the answer is that the truth has like you would rather have the truth because okay now let's flip it and let's say we're in Jane's position here,
Okay.
right? Would you want to know the truth? I feel like I would.
Of course, I want to know the truth. Anyone wants to know the truth.
Yeah, so that's what I think is really tough about that question. It's just like if you're in their position, you want to know the truth, even if you know it makes your life pretty fucking shitty. But if you're in the position of having to choose between telling the truth or lying,
But it's like at what cost?
yeah, it's like at what cost?
If you think you can handle the truth, which is something I guess we just need to learn to do, then it's good to know the truth.
If I was ever put in that position, I probably would just tell her the truth, no matter the cost. I think there definitely is value in living the truth and living a lie.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
that's all our questions. This was a lot more conversational than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's been 53 minutes.
Yeah, so I'd say that's all the questions that we have. So let's now go to our second segment, our newest segment,
Our new
where
segment.
we read confessions from our Discord server. I almost said
So
Minecraft
fair.
server.
So for those who don't know,
So it's
we have a Discord server which we had for a really long time, but that is where we are recording our podcast live, and we have a channel called Confessions, in which anyone in our server can make a confession, and we read them here, and go off from there for fun. So, would you like to start off the segment, Arvi?
Yep, I'll start the segment. Actually, you can start off the segment because I want to read the second
Okay.
confession.
The first confession. I had Wawa for breakfast.
Very interesting
Very interesting
confession.
confession. So this confession is of a person that had a Wawa for breakfast, and who, for those who don't know what Wawa is, it's a gas station that has food.
Okay.
So that's the that yeah.
I feel like Wawa is more than just a gas station, though.
It's a gas station with food. That's what I said. Well, I don't go there for the gas. I go there for the food
Yeah, I think it's more like a the gas station,
on the side.
a convenience store, and a gas
Yeah,
station.
convenience store. That's a good way to put it. That's good.
Yeah, it's more of a
'Cause you
convenience
can
store
buy,
than
like-
just a gas station.
You can buy groceries from there, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not a grocery store though.
No,
No, it's a
well,
convenience
like
store.
you buy milk and eggs, at least.
That's true. But I don't know really. I don't really see how this is a confession unless they were just trying to lose weight or something, and they.
They lose weight. I try to lose weight, so I go to Wawa.
No. It's more like they're trying to lose weight, but they went to Wawa. That's why they're confessing it. That's the only reason why I see this as a confession. So if whoever wrote this is out there, just know it's okay to have your cheat days once in a while, but watch those calories. If that's your goal, watch those calories.
Yeah, man.
So the second confession, I purposely told the customer the wrong information because I didn't want to deal with it.
Very interesting.
Okay.
This
is
goes
like
back to the
sort of-
last question. Is it ever acceptable to lie? And she lied because she.
I think morally that the answer to this specific scenario would be no.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd still do it anyways, even if the answer is no.
Yeah. It's like.
To be
if I'm
fair,
just-
no, I remember this is this is slightly related. My manager one time we were supposed to be closing at 11, right? He didn't want to deal with people anymore, so we just said that we closed at 9.
9?
Oh, we closed up.
You close at 9?
Yeah. No, we just said that we closed at 9. We were supposed to close at 11.
Did you actually close at 11 though?
I mean, we still have to stick around till 11 because our schedule's written down.
Yeah.
But I guess we were just close from 9 on
Damn,
because he just didn't want to deal with people anymore.
that's amazing. That's a full 2 hours.
I purposely told the customer the wrong information because I didn't
You know
want
what?
to deal with
Fair
it.
enough.
Well, same.
Honestly.
Yeah, to be fair, same.
I mean, luckily for me, like the questions are kind of simple. It's like, where are the jackets? And I look at the sign, and I'm like, they're over there. It's like, if you open your fucking eyes.
That's so true.
So, like, the questions are not hard to answer, for me at least.
They're not. So yeah, that's the
That
two
are the
confessions we have
confessions.
today.
So anyway,
Hopefully, we'll have more by next episode.
so yeah.
Anything you
Yes.
want to add?
To that confession? No, not really. Anyways,
Do you have any of your own confessions you want to make publicly?
I don't know. I got a haircut today for all the viewers to see.
Yep.
Very-
For all those viewers, I'm sure the viewers
Sure,
are enjoying
it's-
seeing your
it's-
haircut.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoy the haircut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just imagine it in your head. This haircut is a wonderful haircut. Also, we have had
Wonderful.
0 people in the audience the whole time.
Oh yeah, no, I'm aware.
He didn't join. Our friend did not join. Also,
Yeah.
I guess now we're just going off on tangents in this last segment. Also,
Yeah, we're gonna call this the tangent seg.
Yeah.
The tangent.
just the tangent segment.
tangent
because we didn't really have
Yeah.
much of an intro. We just
No, we
dove
didn't.
straight into it.
So yeah.
One thing that it didn't intrigue me, but like, I guess so. You're going with the regular name now on the podcast.
Yeah, fuck
So,
it.
so guys, Nico is dead. We now have Arvi Rivera on the podcast.
You can call me either.
Or yeah, you can call him Nico or Arvi. I'm just gonna call him Arvi from now on because that is his name.
Yeah, Nico. Although Nico, so some people still call me Nico.
Yeah.
Though. I know.
So Nico. So
yeah, there are people in the server that does.
So as of the time of this recording, it is December 28th, Arvi, which means it's the end of the year. How was your year?